what's good, beautiful people? Of course, you know who it is, yours truly, Dr. Mike, back again, once again, with another classic, straight to the point, food for thought video in the Food for Thought series. If this is your first time watching a Dr. Mike TV video, gotta make sure you subscribe and notify. Definitely have to make sure that you become a part of the family. You can check out my ebooks, my social media platforms. Anything that you need will be listed in the link in the description area below. Links in the description area below. This was a topic that was inevitable. This was a topic that was demanded by the masses. This was a topic that all guys felt needed to be discussed. And I promise you this, there will be a live show for this one. But I wanted to go ahead and get my thoughts out now into its own personal video. Dealing with jealous Filipinas. If you are a man that has ever been in a relationship with a Filipina, I can almost guarantee that you've been in a situation where a Filipina has expressed her jealousy. Now, some people like to believe that when a Filipina is jealous about who you talk to, who you interact with, and things like that, some people like to believe, oh man, that just means she cares, man. That just means she loves me, man. And maybe that's true in certain situations. But the majority of the time, what I have noticed is when it comes to dealing with jealous Filipinas, most of the time, their jealousy is used as a control tactic. What do I mean by a control tactic? It is a way to keep you in line and keep you from doing other shit while they go out and do whatever they want to. So you're not allowed to hang out with your I was about to say boyfriends. I'm sorry, guys. Hang out with your guy friends, you know, your homeboys and whatnot, without her around or without having to go through this big ass headache of a fight. But, oh, she can go hang out with her girlfriends anytime. Why? Because it's her girlfriends, right? And not, not guy friends or anything. So that's not a problem. So sometimes a Filipina will be so jealous, especially when you're on the phone talking to somebody. She'll be like, who are you talking to? What are you doing over there? Who is this? Who is that? You'll deal with some situations like this with some Filipinas. You will. It's almost inevitable. You'll go through it. Unless you put that shit in its place early, you're going to deal with it. Now, what I have noticed is, to an extent, some foreigners, some men in general, seem to confuse jealousy and tempo, whatever you call it. They seem to confuse the two. But by definition, tempo is the withdrawal of affection or love whenever they feel like they have been offended in some way. Whenever a Filipina feels like they've been offended, it is the withdrawal of affection. So most of the time, tempo is more of the silent treatment. Jealousy is more of I'm out loud, I'm gonna show my ass type treatment, if you ask me, when it comes to dealing with certain Filipinas. I mean, it's just weird to me, guys. I mean, jealousy is something that you'll find in all women. But honest to God, man, I think that Filipina women are probably ranked at least in the top 3 of jealous women anywhere in the world. And we need to have that as part of the live stream. Do you believe that Filipina women are more jealous than any other women that you've ever dated or any women in the entire world? And to an extent, we have to be able to define and understand where this jealousy comes from. As a foreigner, you have to realize that a foreigner in the Philippines, you are the coup de grace. You are usually the, you're the cream of the crop. You understand? You're the rarity in the country. So her jealousy could come from the fact that maybe she doesn't want you to interact with any other females because she feels as if some of those females may take you away from her. Maybe the jealousy comes from you not interacting with anybody because she wants to make sure that you're the only one, that she is the only girl in your life. And rightfully so. I mean, I feel like most Filipinas act that way because they know what could happen if you're ever out there in the world, especially in the Philippines by yourself. Come on, guys, let's be honest. We get the wandering eye a little bit, you get the looking around and everything, and then all of a sudden, oh shit, this girl done caught your eye. Now what? You understand? So I'm not really against a Filipina's apprehension of wanting you to be able to go out and do things on your own and stuff like that. But as the man, you gotta put your foot down. Okay, can't be no bitch in this relationship. Okay, you gotta be the man. You gotta put that jealousy shit in its place and put it in its place quickly. She has to understand that if you want to hang out with your homeboys, you gonna hang out with your friends. If she want to hang out with her girlfriends, let her go hang out with her girlfriends. If you feel threatened that she's gonna talk to another guy, then I feel like you were not confident enough in your relationship. Don't be the jealous one in a relationship. A man, I repeat, a foreign man cannot be the jealous one in the relationship with the Filipina. Please don't be that guy. That's a sad fact. I've seen a lot of guys get jealous over Filipinas wanting to do things, and that's just the type of mentality that you get from Filipino women. So guys, please don't be the jealous ones. But back to what I'm saying. When it comes to dealing with jealousy with Filipino women, you have to tread lightly, okay? You can't just be a dick about, oh, fuck you, don't you dare act like that towards me. No. You have to handle it with a little bit of delicacy. That's what I've learned over my past few years of being in relationships and stuff. I've learned that jealousy and stuff is something that you have to handle with delicacy. Because if you match her behavior with your own, as in if you match anger with anger, it's never going to work. And it's probably going to end up being extremely bad. Never, ever match anger with anger or jealousy with jealousy, however you want to see it. And the reason I say that is because all that's going to do is drive a major wedge. If this is somebody that you actually want to keep, like somebody that you actually want to be around for the long haul and for the long term, handle it with a little bit more, handle it with just a little bit more delicacy. It's the best way for me to say it. A lot of people will say, oh man, if she's jealous, just kick her to the curb, man. She's not worth it. It's not worth it. But if you feel like it's worth it, if you personally feel like the relationship is worth it, got to handle the jealousy situation with care. Reiterate the fact that she is the only one in your life. Reiterate the fact that she is the only one that you care about. She's the only one that you love. You don't really give a fuck about these other girls out here, blah, 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 whoop-de-doo. Now, when you say it, you got to mean it, though. Okay? Don't just say it to say it. You got to say it and you got to mean it. A lot of guys will tell you, be honest, man. Be like, oh, man, just say fuck her, man. Like, if she's jealous, I can move on to another one and nothing like that. And if you want to be that type of guy, you can. But I would say you only need to do that in order to prove a point. The only reason why you would ever need to come out of pocket and say, well, I can get any girl that I want to in the country when it comes to a Filipina being jealous is if you need to prove a point to let her know that her jealousy is driving you away from her. Okay, I feel like that is the only way or the only reason why you would ever need to bring up certain statements like that. A lot of guys like to bring it up just because they feel like it is the only way to get through to a Filipina. But I feel like when you do that, it's only going to make the situation worse. Because when a Filipina hears, oh, I don't need this shit, I could be with anybody that I want to in this country, and it could lead her to get a little bit more angry. And what I've noticed about jealous Filipinas, they tend to get destructive. Okay? That's why I say the situation needs to be handled with care. Because I've noticed that in some situations, Filipinas seem to get rather destructive. What do I mean by destructive? They like to throw shit. They throw tantrums. They'll pick up whatever the closest thing to them and throw it at you. This is to what extent Filipina jealousy can actually get to. I'm not saying this happened in my relationship, because trust me, if that shit ever happens in my own, I'm gone. Y'all know that. I don't put up with shit like that. But I have seen and I have heard time and time again of Filipinas destroying shit. Maybe they broke a TV or fucked up some clothes or, just started throwing a tantrum and screaming and yelling and just making a scene and shit. That's bad, guys. That is so bad. The last thing you want is a Filipina to make a scene. If it's inside the comforts of your own home, who gives a fuck? Let her bitch out, have a moment, whatever. But in public, though, oh my God, all eyes are on you. All eyes are on the foreigner. And all that girl needs to say is some crazy shit like, oh, he raped me, or he touched me the wrong way, or something. And guess who's going to jail? Guess who's about to be blacklisted? You feel me? So you gotta be careful how you handle situations with jealous Filipinas. Because if they feel scorned, oh my God, they will use the fact that they are women as a weapon. And a lot of people will say that's the type of shit that you'll get from a first world person. Nah. Some of the smartest Filipinas know how to use that to their advantage. That's why a lot of guys that say you can't really separate Filipinas from women from any other races or background, especially when it comes to situations like that, because they all know how to play the game and manipulate the system. To an extent, I do agree. Some of them are willing to go to certain lengths. Some of them are willing to go that far. But let's focus on where we stand right now and how you can possibly deal with situations of jealousy. What I've come to learn is when it comes to jealousy, like I said, you got to reiterate the fact that she is basically the one for you. She is the one that you have chosen. And at the end of the day, she has to be understanding of that fact. The only other thing that I could say after that is just please dictate your situation very carefully, but also make sure that you handle things with care. You understand? You're dealing with a very, very emotional Filipina. Very, very, very emotional Filipina. Filipinas in general are very, very emotional, and they can get hot-tempered at certain times. Sometimes you can find a woman that doesn't really express such jealousy, okay? Sometimes you can find a one that doesn't actually go that far. But for the overall general consensus, most Filipinos are emotional on a certain level that you may not be used to. So handle everything with care, and I feel like you'll be okay. And again, guys, I do plan on going live with this particular topic so I can hear everybody's stories. But with everything you have to say in reference to what we've spoken on right now, by all means, leave it down in the description area below. Let me know how you feel about it. Appreciate you guys listening in. And with that being said, the good doctor is officially out. Alis nako, paalam, which means we are going now. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Mahal kita. Mabuhay. Peace.